Yehovah Elohim Svaot. Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Please fill me and lead me, and cover me, and stir me, and speak through me with your Ruach HaKodesh, that I may speak your written words with boldness and humility to those who listen. I ask all these things in Yeshua HaMashiach's name. Amen. We'll start with the Shema. Listen and obey. Children of Yehovah, pay careful attention and respond. Yehovah is our power and authority. Yehovah works in unity with himself. And you shall act upon your love to Yehovah with your power and authority, with your thoughts and mind, with your entire body, with all the muchness that you have. Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey. Hand, behold, nail, behold. Ezekiel, Yehovah, chapter 1. In the 13th year of the 5th day of the 4th month, while I was among the exiles by the Kivar River, the heavens were opened, and I saw visions of Elohim. On the 5th day of the month, which was during the 5th year of King Yehoiakim's exile, the word of Yehovah came to the Kohen Yehovah, son of Buzi, in the land of the Kasdim, by the Kivar River. There the hand of Yehovah was on him. I looked, and I saw a windy storm approaching from the north, and a huge cloud with flashing fire, glowing brightly all around, the color of gleaming amber from within the fire. Inside there appeared to be 4 living creatures that looked like human beings, but each one had 4 faces and 4 wings. Their legs were straight, with feet like calves' hooves. They glittered like burnished bronze. Beneath their wings they had human hands on their 4 sides. The 4 of them had faces and wings as follows. They touched one another with their wings. They did not turn when they moved, but each one moved straight forward. As the appearance of their faces, they had human faces in front. Each of the 4 had lions' faces on the right. Each of the 4 had bulls' faces on the left, and each of the 4 had eagles' faces toward the rear, thus their faces. As for their wings, each had 2 stretched upward and joined those of others, and 2 more that covered their bodies. Each living creature moved in the direction of any of its faces, in whichever direction the Spirit wanted to go. They went, without turning as they moved. Thus, the appearance of the living creatures. With them was something that looked like fiery coals burning, the way torches do. The fire flashing here and there between the living creatures, the fire had a brilliance, and out of the fire went lightning. The living creatures kept speeding here and there like flashes of lightning. As I gazed at the living creatures, I saw wheels on the ground, one next to each of the 4-faced living creatures. All 4 wheels looked the same. Their inner parts gleamed like beryl, and their structure seemed to be that of a wheel inside of a wheel. When they moved, they could go in any of the 4 directions without turning as they moved. Their rims were tall and fearsome, because the rims of all 4 were full of eyes all around. When the living creatures moved, the wheels moved along with them, and when the creatures were lifted off the ground, the wheels went with them. Wherever the Spirit was to go, they went in the direction the Spirit wanted to go. The wheels were lifted up next to them, because the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. When the living creatures moved, the wheels moved. When the former stood still, the latter stood still. And when the former were lifted off the ground, the wheels were lifted up next to them, because the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. Over the heads of the living creatures was what happened to be a dome, glittering like ice. It was awesome, spread out over their heads above them. Under the dome, each had a pair of wings spread out straight toward those of others, and each had a pair which covered his body. I heard the sound of their wings when they moved. It was the sound of rushing water, like the voice of Shaddai, like the noise of a tumultuous crowd or army. When they stopped, they lowered their wings. Whenever there was a sound from above the dome over their heads, they stopped and lowered their wings. Above the dome, there was over their heads was something like a throne that looked like a sapphire. On it, above it, was what appeared to be a person. I saw what looked like gleaming amber-colored fire radiating from what appeared to be his waist upward. Downward from what appeared to be his waist, I saw what looked like fire, giving a brilliant light all around him. This brilliance around him looked like a rainbow in a cloud on a rainy day. This was how the appearance of the glory of Yehovah looked. When I saw it, I fell on my face. I heard the voice of someone speaking. How can we learn to love our Creator after reading this fascinating first chapter of Ezekiel? We can trust that Yehovah can and will speak to you in visions. Seek the word of Yehovah found in his written word. Aim for the hand of Yehovah to be on you as he speaks to you. Proclaim the visions written in the word of Yehovah. Know that there is an unseen world in the world we live in, and this should drive you to trust in Yehovah even more. Know that the world we live in is as the written word describes it is, a solid dome above us. That this dome above the dome is a throne that looks like sapphire. In this throne sits Yehovah. How can we love others as Yeshua loves us? We can proclaim this vision found in the written words of Yehovah. Bear one another's burdens, speak the truth about the world we actually live in, and point out that our Creator sits on his throne above the dome that we call sky. Produce spiritual fruit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, humility, self-control. We'll end with the Aaronic blessing using the name. Yehovah will kneel before you presenting gifts, and he will guard you with a hedge of protection. Yehovah will illuminate the wholeness of his being toward you, bringing order, and he will provide you with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yehovah will lift up the wholeness of his being and look upon you and set in place all you need to be whole and complete. Shalom, shalom.